Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is the sewing part of this side pleated dress that we posted earlier, and this lovely beautiful dress was made with 2.5 yards of crepe. If you're plus size, you would need more. So let's go guys. We started by joining the center front and the side front piece together. The two side fronts and the center front, we join the two of them together as you see me doing on this video. After joining the two side fronts to the center front piece, the next thing was to attach the yoke, which is the Queen Anne neckline sleeve that we did during the cutting of this dress. But before I added that sleeve, I turned the sleeve out. Remember, you have to cut double so that you turn it out with the lining. You can decide to turn with your lining, you can decide to turn with the fabric. I used the fabric to turn the sleeve because it's a very small piece of sleeve. So now I'm joining the second side front to the center front. After doing this, that's when I'll now add that sleeve. So guys, we're done with the joining. Now this is what we have on the video. As you can see, remember the center front piece is long. Now we have to now attach the sleeve. Like I said before, I had already turned and top stitched. That's what I'm showing you on the video. So you would attach it. For you to get it correctly, get your pattern paper and measure where you're supposed to put it. Remember, this is the armhole on the pattern paper, and the sleeve started from the armhole inwards. So this is me trying to arrange to get exactly where I'm placing the sleeve on the side front piece. So after joining, this is what you will have. So we're going to take the second piece of the sleeve to attach on the other side of the dress. So after doing this, we will now turn with our lining. You can use your fabric as lining, you can use the normal lining. I used cotton lining for this. This is the lining. I used the exact color, so it's difficult to even know which is lining and which is fabric. Then I also used stay on my lining to make the bust part of this dress a little bit firm. So this is me turning the upper part with lining. This is the neck line, the chest line after attaching the sleeve. That part you just attached your sleeve. I'm turning it out with the lining. After turning, I'll go ahead and top stitch. This is what I have after turning. I'm just going to go ahead and top stitch it to make it lay flatter. Now after top stitching, this is what you have. You're just going to go ahead and iron it to give it a very beautiful look. The next thing we're going to do is the back. This is the back yoke. I cut 2 of each sleeve, then I'm going to turn one with the other. Like I said before, I used my fabric as the lining, yeah, so I cut 4 pieces, 2 for left, 2 for right. So I'm going to turn it out, and then while turning, that's when you fix the button loops. This is the button loops I'm using for this dress. So I'll first of all attach the button loop to one of them and then use the second piece to turn it out, and that will serve as the lining. That's what I'm doing here. Now after turning and fixing the button loops, I'll now attach this piece of sleeve to my back. And then remember to top stitch. It gives it a very nice finishing. Top stitch and iron before you attach it to the back piece. And after turning out the first one, the second one, I'm just going to repeat the same thing, except the fact that I'm not putting button loops on this second one, because this is the one that will carry the button itself. So I'm just going to turn it over with the lining and then attach both of them to the back piece. Now that we're done with that, before we attach the sleeves to the back piece, we're going to have to join this back piece. We also have a center back piece and the side back piece. So the center back piece is divided into two because of the zipper allowance in the middle. Yeah, so I will first of all join my zipper allowance from the beginning to the end to have a single center back piece before I'll now join the two side piece to the back. This is what I have, guys. I've finished joining. This is the back piece. After closing the zipper allowance, I'll just go ahead and add the sleeve to the back now. After adding the first one, you go ahead and add the second one. I'm just going to open the zipper allowance and fix the zip on the fabric first before turning with lining. This is me using seam ripper to rip off the stitch I just made because I want to fix the zipper on the fabric first and then turn everything out with the lining. So guys, after fixing the zipper on the main fabric, this is what we have. So neat and clean. The next thing we're going to do now is to open it up, introduce our lining and use it to turn it out. Now you see me placing the lining on the fabric, holding the upper part of the cloth. This is the upper part. This is where I would make a stitch and turn out first, starting from that zipper part. Then after stitching that part, I would make a top stitch. Then I'll now go ahead and stitch down the zipper as well. Just watch the video. After top stitching this part, I'll go ahead and sew this place on the zip, just as you can see on the video. Just watch, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, watch and learn. And now I turned it over to the wrong sides, covering the zip with the two good sides of the fabric, and then I'm making a stitch straight down very close to the zipper. This is how you turn out a zip with lining to give you that very good neat finishing. Now after doing that, this is what you have. You're just going to go to the iron and press it down. Look at the finished side. This is what you would have, and this is the part I've done. And then I'll go ahead and repeat everything I did on this part, opening the zipper, then placing the lining on top of the zip and turning the upper part and the zipper part. I'm repeating everything I did on the left part on the right side now. So after fixing the zipper and turning with the lining, we'll now have the back and the front separately. We'll join them together on the sides. Then this is what we have. I have my front here and the back joined together on the side already. So this side, remember how we cut it? This edge is separate. So now we're going to attach the fabric that we cut for this edge. This is the fabric. So you remember when we were cutting, we made a notch on one side to indicate the part that will be on the middle of the dress and the part that will be at the edge of the dress. So this notched part will be gathered, will be pleated. So the first notch part will start from this side and pleated upwards to go all round. As you see me doing, just watch closely and see what I'm doing. So the excess here will be pleated on the waistline, while the straight part will be attached to the dress. So to make it easy for you, I just started attaching mine from the under of the dress so that I'll have an equal length. So whatever is remaining will be pleated on the waistline. So that's what I'm doing here. I started joining from the down part, the full length part. Then when I got to this notched part, I remember that is where my pleat is supposed to start from. So I'll stop there for now and go ahead to join the other side as well. Remember, there are two sides, so I also started from the down part and sew it upwards. So when I sew this other side upwards and also stopped at that notched part where my pleating is supposed to start from, I'll now have the excess that I'm supposed to pleat on that waistline. So when it got to that point, I marked the middle by notching the middle so that one side will not have more gathers than the other. So I marked a point where will be the middle and I pinned it down on the middle of my dress as well so that it will not move. And then I started my gathering from that notched part. So after pleating this side, I went ahead and removed the pin and pleat the other side. This thing that we just did here is what we'll repeat on our left side. Remember, this gathers is on our right and left side of the dress. So this is what we have. Look at how beautiful the pleats is looking. We will repeat everything we just did here on the other side now. After pleating the two sides, this is what we have. The next thing we're going to do now is to close our linings. Remember, the side we have not closed the lining. We only close the lining, the main fabric itself. So after closing the left side, you go ahead and close the right side. This is what I have after closing my lining on one side, and then I went ahead and closed the lining on the other side, and this is the result, guys. The only remaining part is the lining that I will use to cover my center front and center back and the pleated part. This pleated part, I cannot turn it, so I'll just make a stitch and use weaving machine to weave it. But this other straight part on the center front and center back, you see me securing it down with a pin. I'm going to turn it over with a lining, and that's what I'm doing here. If you do not want to turn yours with a lining, you can just weave that part and turn only the upper part, which is the bust part, with lining. But I just decided to give mine a full lining. That's why you see me turning this place. So the pleated part is what I'm joining now, and after joining, I'll show you guys the result. So guys, after turning the center front and center back with the lining, this is what we have. It's so beautiful. This remaining down part, I'm just going to press it down with iron and then weave the hemmings with a weaving machine. I don't have to sew it, I don't have to fold it in, I'll just weave it all round. The part left now is to cover this other side, the lining with the fabric. This is the center back. It was the front that I did before and showed you guys. So this is me turning out the center back with the lining, and then we are done. After covering this back with lining, I'll go ahead and weave my waist pleated part like I told you guys before, and then I'll weave the hemming part as well, and then I'll give it a good press, and the dress is ready, guys. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you haven't subscribed yet, please endeavor to do that. Remember to like and share this video, and also let us know in the comment section the tutorial you'd like us to post next. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.